Hi, I'm John Quigley, President and CEO of the Elmhurst Chamber of Commerce and Industry. In these challenging economic times, it's imperative that our residents and businesses band together to not only shop Elmhurst, but buy Elmhurst whenever possible. We have great stores in our city center, Spring Road, Butterfield Road, York and Villette Streets, St. Charles and Route 83, North Avenue and Lake Street, along North York and even Grand Avenue. I ask for your help. Let's keep our tax dollars in Elmhurst.
Visit elmhurst.org to explore the new City of Elmhurst website. Find out the latest Elmhurst news, pay utility bills and parking tickets, report concerns, and much more. Elmhurst.org is an ideal way to discover what Elmhurst offers your business, your family, your life.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 62nd Annual Distinguished Service Award presentation. First given in 1951, the annual award is the JC's way of recognizing a citizen for his or her long-term dedication to making Elmhurst a greater community. Our criteria for selection is simple. We look for someone who embodies all the beliefs of the JC Creed, which you can see over here on my right, or in the back of your program, in full color. And after tonight, I'm sure you will agree that our special guest exceeds every single one of them. Also on the inside of your program, we have listed all of the past recipients of this prestigious award. If you look around the room, I know that you will see some of our DSA alumni in attendance. And later on, we will ask them to come up to the front and give them an opportunity to receive our guest of honor in this very exclusive club. So the Elmhurst JCs are honored and very proud to recognize our dear friend, Alice Doyle, as a 2013 recipient of the Distinguished Service Award for all of her years of service and dedication to the Elmhurst community. Okay? Now, I spoke to Alice earlier today, and she told me, keep it brief. So I wrote 4 pages. I'm sorry. But I'm just going to have to throw them all away now. And I know that you really don't want to sit here and listen to me talk about JCs and history and so on like that. So I will gladly cede the microphone to Alice's dear friend, Patty Spencer, the City Clerk of Elmhurst, as she provides a more personal testimony for Alice's years of service.
Dark up here. Okay. Anyone got a flashlight? Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about my good friend, Alice Doyle. After many years of community involvement, my path finally crossed with Alice in the year 2000 when we served together on the Elmhurst Art Museum Associate Board. We were on the planning committee for the infamous martini and cigar parties, celebrating the birthday of Mies van der Rohe. And no one can forget the fabulous gala featuring the Joe brothers. Right, Larry? I see you over there. Our friendship steadily grew from there. We shared a love of Elmhurst, a desire to help community where we could, and an interest in politics. Even though she's a liberal Democrat, Alice often helped many local Republican leaders in local and national House and Senate races. Alice was on a first-name basis with their staff. They were always at the ready to honor her requests. She wanted a day for a page in either Springfield or even, I think, tried for Washington. And always asked Henry Hyde for the flag that flew over the Capitol. That way somebody at a silent auction would get one of those wonderful flags. That they were rare, but Alice always got one. As past president of the League of Women Voters, she continued to attend every city council meeting as long as her health allowed. I remember the long hours of the debate on the Block 300 Crescent Court. She stayed for every long meeting. She didn't care. She hung on to every word of the debate. Remember the orange ribbons? Remember that, Alice? Orange ribbons on the trees? Okay. She also worked on the referenda for the new library and York High School. Knowing I was a cancer survivor, she encouraged me to participate in Relay for Life. She actively helped Relay with their fundraising activities and the Y as well. She loved going to the Y for her water therapy and to get the local scoop. She would give me a daily call with the latest. In the middle of all this, she lost her dentist, but she somehow had the courage to carry on without his endless support. In 2004, Alice called and asked me to consider to run for city clerk. She said she had made several calls and learned about my varied community involvement and felt I would be right for the job. Most of you know how relentless Alice can be, so she continued to call me until I said, yes, I'll do it. She taught me how to run for office, and we ran a little campaign, even though I ended up not having an opponent. After the election, she continued to attend every council meeting. She offered me encouragement and confidence as I learned the responsibilities of the office. She would tell everyone, I invented her. She's doing good. Some of you may not know this, but Alice suffered her first stroke over 25 years ago on election night after winning the office of the city clerk. Alice used the city's senior taxi program and, losing my space here, just a minute. Alice used the city's senior taxi program and would frequently call the clerk's office to report on the taxi driver's behavior or if the taxi arrived late for her. But even though that was good intel for us, I think she just wanted to know what was going on at the city. In 2009, I announced my intention to run for a second term. Alice was pleased to know I wanted to continue my service to the community and again offered her help. That summer, she had another stroke and wasn't able to continue to live alone. She moved to assisted living. This required her to leave her beloved Elmhurst. Even though no longer a resident or not able to attend the council meetings, she manages to keep up on all the local issues. Although my cancer returned several months later, I have been able to continue my duties, and I was just reelected to a third term. We continue to talk every day, and we both take it one day at a time. Alice, you are my guiding light and good friend. Congratulations on this distinguished award. Thank you, Alice.
Thank you, Patty. That was wonderful. I would now like to bring up our Honorable Mayor, Steve Morley, who has a special presentation from the city. Thank you. Thank you. Where's Patty? Did you say relentless? I was for a month I've been trying to figure out in a word how to describe Alice. And I think you hit it on the head. So it's actually not in my speech. When I was first asked, I think Brian Stalker called me and said, would you like to participate? And I said, oh, absolutely. I would love to be there for Alice's big day. I said, well, we'll get a proclamation ready to go. And I found out shortly thereafter the proclamation would have had to have read, whereas we gave Alice a proclamation 6 months ago. So that wasn't really going to be how we were going to take this, but I still wanted to be here to honor Alice. And it's certainly an honor to be a part of this celebration on your behalf. First of all, I want to thank you for all of your hard work that you've done on behalf of the city. And I would just like to offer up a few observations about Alice Doyle. She has one of those names that I have found, much like Twiggy or Marcucci, except with Alice Doyle, it's Alice Doyle. You say them together all the time. You know who I saw the other day? Well, I saw Alice Doyle. Have you sent Alice Doyle a Christmas card yet? Yes, I sent Alice Doyle a Christmas card. Another quality of Alice Doyle is she has what I call that E.F. Hutton quality. And if you remember those commercials from 20, 25, 30 years ago, when Alice Doyle talks, people listen. And then the last observation I'll make about Alice is whenever there's any sort of civic project in town, it's not a very long conversation before you get around to, hey, have you talked to Alice Doyle? What does Alice Doyle think of this? You know, if you get Alice Doyle on board with this project, you're golden. So Alice, thank you very much for your hard work. Alice is certainly a person of commitment and action. We want to thank you for your dedication, and this is just a few of the things. For the League of Women Voters, your work with the League of Women Voters, the Elmhurst Art Museum, the Elmhurst Public Library, the Elmhurst YMCA, the Elmhurst Historical Society, and the Relay for Life. Now, the JCs was started in 1920 to promote and provide opportunities for people to develop personal leadership skills through service to others. I can't think of a better role model who embodies that than Alice Doyle. Alice, I'm sure you're aware that around 2 o'clock in the morning, Elmhurst closes up, and we lock all the doors. And therefore, I would like to take this opportunity as mayor of the city of Elmhurst to present you, Alice Doyle, political advocate, fundraiser extraordinaire, the key to the city that you love. So I want to congratulate you on your distinguished service, and I want to make sure that you never get locked out. Thank you. Hey, you took the rest of my speech. No, I don't need it. I got it all right up here. So. Now, every time I go to the city, it's always closed at 5:01. Does that key work later too, or right through the glass? Okay, very good, very good. Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, so as many of you know Alice because of her work through the YMCA, and most certainly I think I've seen just about every single one of you here at the dinner dance, okay, everything in March. So I've been told that she has welcomed and broken in several executive directors through her tenure, okay? So we were able to find two of the best ones and invite them up here to say a couple of nice words. Angie, Maureen, come on up.
Okay, yeah, this definitely has to be lowered. I'm Angie Flesh, and it is an honor and a pleasure to be here this evening to celebrate Alice Doyle as Elmhurst JC Distinguished Service Award recipient. I have been at the Elmhurst Y for just about 4 months now, but I remember the first time I met Alice. I hadn't even officially started at the Elmhurst Y, but my supervisor, Kathy Bosco, wanted me to attend the Community Leaders Breakfast. The moment Alice entered the room, people literally started to line up to say hello. I stood there in amazement as she introduced me to a never-ending stream of people. It was like standing next to a movie star. And I thought to myself, my gosh, does this woman know everyone? Obviously, she does. After that morning, I knew that if I needed help with anything, Alice was going to be my go-to girl. During the past few months, Alice has helped raise funds for our annual dinner dance, our Stone Open golf outing that's coming up in July, and all of the funds raised obviously provide scholarships and financial assistance to members in the community. Alice, you'll never have an opportunity to meet all the children, adults, and families that you've helped because of your efforts. But I hope you know that everything that you have done and that everything that you continue to do is very much appreciated. I talk to Alice almost every day, and each day she asks me, what can I do for you, and who can I call? And we all know that when Alice calls, you better take the call, or what happens? She'll call you back until you answer. Alice, on behalf of the YMCA of Metro Chicago, the Elmhurst YMCA Board of Directors and staff, we thank you for everything that you do to help the Elmhurst YMCA and the communities we serve. You are truly one in a million, someone with endless enthusiasm, a passion for helping others, and a heart of gold. We are all very, very blessed to have you in our lives. Alice, thank you.
I'm a little bit taller. Hi, I'm Maureen McCarthy, the former executive director at the Elmhurst YMCA. And like Angie, one of my first meetings at the YMCA was with Alice Doyle, where she gave me a list of about 100 people that I needed to get to know right away. And then she spent the next 7 years making sure I had the opportunity to meet each and every one of those 100 people. We share a birthday, so we bonded from the very beginning, a couple years apart, but March 23rd, we have a standing date, and we usually make Kathy Bosco pay. Alice quickly became my date for every single Elmhurst event. My husband is eternally grateful that you were my date, so he did not have to have chicken frequently. Alice is the best date. She has a handicap sticker, so you could park in front. She likes to leave early, and everyone comes to you, so you do not have to work the room comes to you, which is quite pleasant. Like many people, Alice has a YMCA story. She and her family took advantage of the Y when her children were growing up. They did the Y Guides program, and Alice even participated in belly dancing. We don't offer that anymore, but maybe it'll make a comeback. When Alice did have her brain aneurysm, her doctor said, go to the YMCA and take advantage of the pool and use it as your therapy. And from there, her relationship grew. She believes that everyone deserves the opportunity to participate at the YMCA, and I have in my speech, I have proof. She is relentless in her pursuit of donations, and we can't thank her enough. She has helped countless children participate in day camp and after school. Can't tell you how many children learned to swim because of her. Seniors are in the water doing water aerobics, so she has helped countless people through the YMCA and all the other community organizations she assists. So thank you, Alice, for your friendship and for all you do for the YMCA. It's a better place because of you.
Okay, so right now we have a special presentation that's not on the agenda tonight, a certificate of accommodation from State Senator Kirk Dillard, straight from Springfield, in between all the other, votes in the news. So So to read and present this special award, I'd like to bring out one of our rising stars of the JCs, Andre Scott.
Good evening, everyone. State of Illinois, Senate recognition. The Illinois Senate of the 98th General Assembly of the State of Illinois acknowledges Alice Doyle in recognition of receiving the 62nd Annual Elmhurst JC's Distinguished Service Award for her long-term dedication to making Elmhurst a better community, and extends its congratulations and best wishes on receiving this honor, and further commends her for her continued commitment to serving the community. Offered by Senator Kirk W. Dillard.
No, you're good. There you go. There you go. Your moment to shine, Andre. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So now, the moment we've all been waiting for, okay, the last speaker of the night, but certainly not the least, our esteemed president of the JCs, Brian Stalker, will be presenting the Distinguished Service Award to. Come on up, Brian.
Thank you all for coming this evening. My job is to sell you on the JCs and why I became a JC and why you should all go back to your respective places of work and tell someone, a young person, why to come out for the JCs. The JCs is an extremely fun organization that you can, well, it is really dark up here. You can't see anything. Where 21 to 40-year-olds get to mingle together and work on wonderful events like the DSA, the Emerald Queen competition, the JC Carnival, and my personal favorite, Santa visits. I'm just going to give you a brief story about Santa visits. I've never actually been a Santa. Santa visits is a basically, what we do is we get some fairly husky gentlemen to dress up as Santa and go to a party with young people there, obviously. And basically what happens is, as Santa comes up, there's a bag full of toys, a present, and Santa's out, testing out the sleigh a couple weeks before Christmas. He's got to make sure that it's all right, and he's got to test some things out. So the parents put out a couple teaser toys, and then also a group, something nice that only the parents would know about the kid to wow the kid about Christmas. So that's one of the fun things that the JCs do, and we also raise money for a bunch of money for Easter Seal while doing it. So it's not a, we like to have fun while doing it. That's the key. That's why I'm passionate about this organization. And it's taught me about project management, friendship, and how to say things that need to be said with tact and discreet, with all the traits that come with running projects. So that's the end of my pitch of the Elmhurst JCs. So please take a look at the organizations when you came in tonight, of all of the organizations that we've supported, and go back to your prospective business and take a look at the young person that needs a little bit of coaching from people of their own age that need that help. At this time, I'd like to thank the committee that's helped this evening, Chairman Steve Fisher, Kevin Patel, Mike Himmis, Shazad Mehta. I'd like to thank you all for your dedication to the JCs and running a wonderful event tonight. This is the 62nd annual award, and we have some past recipients in attendance tonight. I'd like to call them by name and ask them to come up on the stage. Right in front. Jackie Haddad. Jim Hallberg. Daryl Whistler. Ralph Pachanio. Betsy Hainish. Ken Bartels. Shirley Myers. Can't remember this guy's name. Rich Rosenberg. And Sarah and Kevin Diamond. So what I'd like you to do is just step over to the side, and you're going to help us hand out the award to Now, it is my great pleasure for her dedication to the community, her tenacious style of fundraising, her passion that makes her surroundings better for the person that follows in her footsteps, because she embodies the JC Creed, which you see on the stage to our right and in the back of your program. Because Alice believes in faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life, because Alice believes that the brotherhood of men transcends the sovereignty of nations, because Alice believes in that economic justice can be won by free men through free enterprise, because Alice believes that the government should be of laws rather than of men, because Alice believes that the earth's greatest treasure lies in human personality, and most importantly, because Alice believes that service to humanity is the best work of life. Because of these reasons, I would like to take this opportunity to present Alice Doyle with this year's Distinguished Service Award.
Good job.
I mean, I had them all when they came up.
Word to.
Well, we'll use different week.
Yeah.
Friday to Friday.
It's not a rolling sentence. Alice, you want to say a couple words?
Okay.
Okay. It's already on.
Thank you very much. I love Elmhurst, and now I'm back in Elmhurst. And thank you for the JCs and everybody to be here, and everybody who's helped me get this award by being generous. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Much deserved. You want to stay here? Okay. Okay, thank you, everyone. That concludes our program for the night. I would like to remind everyone that we are now taking applications for the 2014 Distinguished Service Award, and we take them throughout the entire year. So, once again, thank you very much. Thank you, Alice. Much deserved.
The Churchville Schoolhouse opens the door to the best education in history. Visitors to the Churchville Schoolhouse take a step back in time to watch history unfold in a restored National Register of Historic Places property that dates to the Civil War era. Students of today walk in the footsteps of local farm children from the early days of DuPage County for an authentic living history experience led by a schoolmarm of the early 1900s. A visit to the Churchville Schoolhouse is hands-on, educational, and fun. Participants use slate chalkboards and McGuffey readers for the day's lessons. And children will be asked to follow proper classroom etiquette. Reading, writing, and arithmetic are practiced, and students test their skills during an old-fashioned spelling bee. And of course, No school day is complete without recess featuring games of the early 1900s. The schoolhouse is a popular place for scouts and day camps too. Group visits can also be arranged for service clubs, tour groups, and other adult organizations. The Churchville Schoolhouse Living History program is operated by the Elmhurst Historical Museum. Call the museum today to book a field trip or find out more information. Call 630-833-1457 or visit our website at churchvilleschoolhouse.org. The Churchville Schoolhouse is waiting to open the doors for your school or community group. Plan a memorable learning experience today for the best education in history.
We live in some of the best communities in Illinois. We care about our neighbors. We work hard to preserve our quality of life. But there's something we forget about in Elmhurst. A river runs through it, and it's up to us to protect it. Our storm drains flow to Salt Creek, and that means our harmful waste does too. So try using fewer chemicals on your lawn. Avoid leaking fluids from cars. And grow native flowers and plants to absorb more rainwater. Don't muddy the waters. Do your part to clean up Salt Creek.